On May 4th, 2025, we pause to honor a collection of brilliant minds and compassionate souls. Individuals whose life's work span art, medicine, politics, music, and faith. From the heart of America to the heart of the United Kingdom. They inspired, healed, and climbed both literal and metaphorical summits. Today, we pay tribute to their lives, their legacies, and the gifts they left behind for future generations. Julia Alexander was a visionary in the art world, a brilliant curator and historian who believed that art was not just to be seen. It was to be felt, questioned, and celebrated. Throughout her decades-long career, she shaped groundbreaking exhibitions at some of America's most respected museums, breathing life into forgotten narratives and elevating underrepresented artists. Her curatorial eye was both scholarly and soulful, always asking, what story does this piece tell? Whose voice does it carry? Julia passed away from a sudden heart attack, leaving a community of artists, historians, and art lovers in mourning. But in galleries across the world, her influence still whispers from the walls. David Cope lived at the intersection of music and machine, a composer who dared to ask if computers could create art and what it meant if they did. As the creator of experiments in musical intelligence, he sparked global debate and fascination over AI-generated music long before it was mainstream. His compositions, whether crafted by hand or algorithm, were deeply expressive, blurring the line between human and artificial creativity. Beyond his innovations, Cope was a gifted writer and educator, challenging students and readers to rethink creativity in the digital age. His legacy is not only in his music, but in the questions he left us to explore. Donald Dwight served Massachusetts with intelligence and integrity, both as lieutenant governor and later as a leading figure in the world of journalism. In public office, he worked alongside Governor Francis Sargent during a pivotal era, advocating for environmental preservation and public transparency. After politics, he transitioned into the world of newspapers, becoming president of the Minneapolis Star and Tribune Company. Through each phase of his life, Dwight remained committed to truth, service, and the democratic process, a quiet force of progress. He left behind not only policies and publications, but a powerful example of civic responsibility. Alexander Pankow was a man who chased the horizon, an elite mountain climber who turned adversity into inspiration. After surviving a brain tumor in his youth, he set out to climb the highest peaks on every continent, raising awareness and funds for children's hospitals along the way. With each summit, from Everest to Denali, he carried more than gear. He carried hope. His sudden death from cardiac arrest shocked the climbing and charity communities alike. Alexander lived not for accolades, but for impact, reminding us that the greatest heights we reach are not always physical. They're emotional, spiritual, and human. Bishop Gerald Thomas Walsh was a shepherd to the faithful, a gentle and steadfast presence in the Archdiocese of New York for decades. As auxiliary bishop from 2004 to 2017, and earlier as rector of St. Joseph Seminary, he shaped the spiritual journey of countless seminarians and parishioners. Known for his humility and dedication, Walsh embodied a life of quiet holiness, always ready to listen, to guide, to pray. His legacy lies not just in titles or ceremonies, but in the many lives he touched with compassion and grace. In the rhythm of the Mass and the stillness of prayer, his presence lingers. Professor Sean P. F. Hughes was one of the UK's most esteemed orthopedic surgeons, a man whose hands repaired broken bodies, and whose heart supported countless patients and trainees. Beyond the operating theater, he was a prolific author and historian of medicine, blending technical mastery with a deep reverence for the art and ethics of healing. His work touched thousands through surgeries, textbooks, lectures, and medical mentorship. In every student he inspired and every patient he helped walk again, Sean Hughes' legacy marches on. Today, we remember and honor Julia Alexander, David Cope, Donald Dwight, Alexander Pankow, Gerald Thomas Walsh, John Davis, and Sean P. F. Hughes. From gallery walls to mountain peaks, from government halls to hospital wards, they shaped the world in quiet and powerful ways. Their lives remind us of the richness of human endeavor, the artist, the thinker, the healer, the guide. They are gone but never lost. Their stories live on in those they healed, taught, inspired, and loved. May their memory be a blessing, and may their light continue to guide us all.